Good day, and welcome back to the Educated Associate YouTube channel. Since I posted a video about negotiating a raise, I've received a lot of questions to tell my specific story of how I obtained a signing bonus that was nearly double what I had initially wanted. When I first got out of dental school, I was applying for jobs in Albuquerque, New Mexico. At this time, I was applying very broadly within the city, and I was applying to DSOs, private practices, you name it, I was applying. I basically ironed it out to where there was 2 or 3 offices that I was really considering signing with. Those offices were also very interested in me. I got to the point where I had done phone interviews, in-person interviews, had even gone out to dinner with an owner or two, just to make sure that we'd be a good match. The beautiful thing at this time was that they were really all coming in at the same time, which allowed me to have an excellent opportunity to learn from the various different contracts. It also gave me a negotiation opportunity within the practice that I knew I wanted, which was a private practice. At this time, the owner that I had been interviewing with had owned this office for over 10 years. He was a very well-established dentist. He did excellent work. For the last 3 to 5 years, he had had an associate dentist virtually full-time. That was until about 9 months before I graduated dental school, where his previous associate had to leave for whatever reason. This left him with a 9-month window where he did not have an associate dentist. This guy was used to a very different world. When he had an associate, he worked 4 days a week. One of the 4 days that he worked was a half clinical day where he spent the other half of the day working on the business side. He took a vacation of 3 to 5 days length, about once a month, and he was living a very good life. Once the associate left, he was working clinically all the time. When he needed to work on the business, it was on the weekends. He wasn't taking vacations. His world, in a sense, had been flipped upside down, and I could tell he didn't like it. He was working very hard to find an associate. Fortunately for me, but unfortunately for him, Albuquerque, New Mexico doesn't have a huge amount of dentists moving there every year. I was one of the few dentists that was moving there, and I was one of the few people he really wanted to work with him. Over the course of multiple phone interviews, an in-person interview, and a dinner date, I was able to figure out that he needed time off. And I was able to provide myself as the solution to that problem. I could work 5 days a week. In fact, I wanted to work 5 days a week. I had a huge amount of student loan burden, and I wanted to learn dentistry. This was going to be a great fit for me. By telling this doctor that I would be happy to work those long hours, and I would be happy to cover the office entirely while he went on week-long vacations, meant that I was the definitive solution to his problem. Now, my tag along with all of that was that I would need a $20,000 signing bonus in order to work in this office. Before all of this had happened, we were talking about 0 signing bonus. Once we figured out that I was the solution to his problem, the $20,000 signing bonus became a reality for me, and it also meant that his life was going to become easier. So it was, in a sense, a win-win situation. Again, I just wanted to provide a little clarity on my example and how by just talking with people, figuring out where their life was, what they desire in life, you can sometimes uncover black swans. When you uncover a black swan, I would encourage you to find a way to provide yourself as the solution to the problem and somehow negotiate a raise for yourself within the contract. Whatever it is, that's up to you, but please work hard, study hard, negotiate harder, and as always, stay drilling, my friends.